Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy. Hello, T.
Hey, pal.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For a muggy-ass Thursday?
Man, I'm telling you, it is thick out there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I just took Cece for a walk, and her tongue was hanging so far out of her mouth. She's just drooling on the pavement.
Yeah.
You know? Poor thing.
It's amazing. We have really some pretty wicked storms came through last night, and even some pretty good rain earlier today.
Yeah.
It amazes me how fast mosquitoes appear when it rains like this.
Right?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like my job site. All of a sudden, everywhere. They're just swarming everywhere.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Little fuckers.
I know. We got some hail last night. It's funny. It doesn't make any sense around here. For those of you who have followed this show for any length of time, you know exactly how often the power goes out, which is,
way too often.
As I said to you, someone sneezes too hard around here and the power goes out.
Right.
And then last night it felt like a rock hitting the house, probably hail, and absolute thunderstorms, the whole thing. And it was just like, we're going to hang on. And no, we didn't lose power.
I thought for sure I was going to wake up to no power.
Yeah. Make it make sense.
Hey, that's because the generator's back. So now we won't lose it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Murphy's
intimidated.
Law.
Sure. Yeah, that's probably true. Because when we didn't have it, it seemed like every other day it was like, I'm just going to brown up for a second.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. So, anyway, what a fun show yesterday.
That was great. Really good time.
Yep. He's great.
Yeah.
Even better than I thought he'd be. He's really
super nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he really was. I hope people enjoyed that. I heard from some people that really did, so that's great.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to his show. Was it October 13 and 14?
13 and 14, yeah.
Yeah.
4 shows, so 2 shows each night.
Yeah.
Filming a special at the Detroit Comedy Club.
That's always awesome when you can go to something that's being filmed.
Yeah.
They're bringing their A game, because that's going to be immortalized.
You're part of something.
Yeah. We're going to go
Yeah.
to one of those. That should be a lot of fun. That's at the Detroit House of Comedy on Woodward Avenue.
Yeah, I misspoke. I apologize.
Why?
I said Detroit Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah.
House of Comedy.
House of Comedy. Yeah. I didn't even pick up on it. So no worries.
You know what I meant.
I did. A lot going on in the world. We should probably get right into it.
Jump right in. Both feet. Let's go.
Yeah, we had the debate last night.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God, these people.
I gave it a few minutes.
Yeah. I felt like a duty, like I had to watch it, but I thought it was brilliant, Tucker. And they changed it. I had mentioned to you and Paul yesterday that it was still Tucker on Twitter. Mm-hmm. It's now Tucker on X.
Is it?
Yeah, the logo had changed.
Updated.
And he had Trump on, and they started at 5 minutes before the Republican debate on Fox News started.
That's pretty genius.
And Fox News promptly, they've got a spin room after the debate that everyone goes to, and they wouldn't even let Junior in there.
No?
Fox News. Yeah. He was like, what the fuck? And security's holding them out and all this. And yeah, so Trump obviously skipped the debate, and he's headed to Fulton County,
Georgia,
7:30. So people have been, it's hilarious watching Twitter/X all day as people just refreshing, looking for that mugshot.
Yeah,
they want the mugshot. And it sounds like it'll be sometime tonight, which will break the internet. It really will.
I hope he does like one of those like classic faces from the thing where he's like
rolling his eyes.
Yeah, one of those,
or one of these,
or a wink, wink at a point.
What do you think he does? Do you think he smiles? Do you think he stone-faced, like takes it seriously, or
no? I bet he's got that little shit-eating smirk.
Little smirk.
Just that little.
Yeah, he's probably gone over this with his team. Like,
I'm sure.
What look would look best on a T-shirt? I'll do that one.
Yeah,
whatever that look is.
Don't go all Nick Nolte, mess up the hair.
Yeah.
No, wear your suit, wear your tie. This is going to be your campaign photo, so let's look real good.
This is going to be the biggest photo on planet Earth.
Mr. Trump, could you please take the MAGA hat off for the picture?
Yeah, right.
No.
I hope they give him
wrong.
I hope they give him numbers to hold up.
Pablo style.
Yeah, Pablo style. It's
those are classics.
I don't know. It's impossible to say how this plays out down the road. I would think something like this that is clearly an attack on your political opponent, right? There's just too much out there of people doing the exact same thing. Like that stuff exists. You can deny that all you want because you hate Trump. I don't care. It is. I would normally say something like this martyrs the shit out of someone, backfires huge.
So far, it
backfire.
seems to have had that effect.
Yes, but I don't know what that means at the polls.
No,
in a year.
when it comes
you know what I
down
mean?
to it,
Like
yeah.
I don't know.
And we're still a long way from pulling levers. I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen between now and then.
Yeah. So if you didn't watch Trump, and I don't know who that person is on Twitter,
statistically, they don't exist.
So last night I was watching it, and it was like 8:55 it started, and by 8:56 it had 100,000 impressions.
Yeah.
Right? So that means
Well,
someone had clicked on it.
Yeah, because it went live.
Right.
So
it wasn't
tuned in.
live. It was a recording.
That's when it launched.
Right.
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like that was when it came out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everybody logging on at that point to see it. So sure,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
At this point, at the time of recording,
As of now.
over 240 million impressions.
Holy shit! Really?
Now, that does not mean this is the problem with this is it's not an exact. That doesn't mean 240 million people watched
Right.
an hour of this stuff. Mm-hmm. What that means is 240 million times someone clicked on that, and I think it has to play for 2 seconds.
Is that what it is?
Or you have to unmute the volume, or it could be that you extended the to go full screen on your phone or iPad, whatever.
Okay.
It's stuff like that. 240 million is a massive number.
Yeah, that's insane.
Might be the biggest number ever recorded in the history of Twitter.
That's the biggest I can even recall.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
So
I was trying to refresh it here to see where we're at, but it
he answered questions.
there's a lot of stuff on his shit already.
Is there?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Just
Comments or?
no, like just on the. Never mind.
Okay. Trump answered questions ranging from why he did not attend the debate to if he believes the U.S. is headed for a civil war. I thought that was touchy.
Yeah.
Going in there when he's like, do you think you'll be executed? Do you think there's a civil war? And it's like, oh, God, he's got to say this the right way because I know what the question means. Mm-hmm. But, you don't want to be seen as, encouraging a civil war.
Yes.
Yeah. Or going, well, we'll see. My people love me. And if they have to go to battle for me, so be it. Like, that wouldn't be good.
No.
On any level. He was even asked if he was worried about an assassination attempt. It was posted X 5 minutes before the start of the debate. By the end of the night, let's see, he'd reached over 180 million views. While X's platform's way of counting makes it difficult to truly understand how many people actively watched, his sit-down with Carlson could be compared to Vivek Ramaswamy that got 44 million views. So over 200 million more views.
Yeah.
The former president pointed to his large lead in the polls as to why he skipped this. He's like, these people don't belong to be on the stage. In fact, they're insane to even be running. What is the point? You know what I mean? Like, Chris Christie, what are you doing? Honestly, like, if you want to be Tim Scott or you want to be Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait 4 years. You just are. You're not taking his base.
No.
You're just not. Like, that is an automatic 50%. You can't touch that. So
No.
what is the point? I just don't get it.
Again, like I can't pretend to know exactly how the process works as far as who gets the official nomination through the party.
Yeah.
And so even though he may, so what happens if he doesn't get the nomination? Does he run on his own somehow independently? Does he just bow out? Do they just cut him off at the knees that way? And then what happens to his base if he's not an option to vote for? I mean, if he's not on the ballot,
Boy, you'd have
what happens
when you want to talk about civil war? That might do it.
Well, maybe.
Honestly, if you
But I'm just curious what
try
happens
to
that
legally
day.
take him off the ballot,
Yeah.
he's the first person in U.S. history, honestly, and it'd probably be even better if he ran third party. He's the only person ever who you go, Well, shit, his chances at a third-party run are as good as anyone.
Better than anyone.
Better, I mean, yeah. As far as like, if you're one of those people that's like, the two-party system is corrupt, it's bullshit, they're no different, they only care about warmongering, they only care about fucking, power and corruption.
Yeah.
That's all they do. And it's like, we need to get, other people out here, get away from the politics and the money involved, and get a third party. This is your guy.
Right.
You could literally do it with him.
Yeah. He could almost start his own party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have all these little ones, the libertarians and Green Party and things like that. But there's no traction
they've got
behind
Dr.
it.
Cornel West is running, and that could hurt Biden. He could take 6 points.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, asked by Tucker Carlson if he's concerned the U.S. is headed towards violence or a possible civil war, Trump said, and I was on the edge of my seat like, oh, God.
How's he going to answer this one?
I could say this. There's a level of passion that I've never seen. There's a level of hatred I've never seen. And that's probably a bad combination. He addressed his pending legal cases as nonsense. Now, every time you see Clinton on television, she's saying like, well, she's challenging the election. So that would mean she should be indicted. But that would mean also Stacey Abrams in Georgia should be indicted because she still thinks she won the election for governor. Also asked if he's worried his political opponents or enemies might try to assassinate him. Honestly, they're savage animals. These people are sick, really sick. On Biden, Trump said he still doubts whether he'll continue his run for re-election. He isn't actually running the country, and his family business dealings have compromised him. He's saying he kept the U.S. out of nuclear war with North Korea. Korea had hit Biden for the Ukraine-Russia war, as well as for allowing China to gain a foothold in Cuba. But his number one issue is still immigration. Number one is the border, taking hundreds of thousands of criminals that have been allowed into our country and getting them out, bringing them back to their country. That would not disappoint many people. You saw that.
No.
I don't know what the argument for is. I really don't.
No, I know. I'm not sure how it plays out in rounding them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we tried that with we had the ICE debacle before.
Yeah.
So.
But we've never had 5, 7, 10 million people just crash your border in a 2-year period. That's never happened. So what do you do? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you do.
Would you be in favor of if for 1 month's time they stopped every car on the road, like the shitty drunk driving checkpoints they have out west?
Yeah.
We don't have those.
Yeah.
And you had to show your papers. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I got them. Here you go. I'm fine.
Hearing people on the debate stage like, I'd round them up and send them back to their own countries. It's like, okay, are you going for an applause break? Like, how is that even possible?
That's just trying to chip away at
You don't have the manpower for something like that.
It's just trying to get a little Trump base on their side.
I guess. I thought they...
and it's unrealistic. But how do you do that? That is the question.
Yeah.
Would you put up with that for a month?
I mean, that's toothpaste back in the tube type shit.
Yeah, but would you put up with that for a month? If, basically anytime you went somewhere, it just arbitrarily would get stopped.
So we had to show our driver's license all the time? Yeah, it would feel shitty. But,
kind of. But what better way?
I think you focus on certain areas of the country more than Detroit, Michigan.
Well, maybe not. But who knows? They're everywhere now.
You would need something almost that radical to even try it.
I wasn't suggesting it. I was just curious.
What would you do?
Oh, I don't know.
Would you be in favor of that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not in favor of the drunk driving checkpoints at all.
No, it's cheating. It's rigging the game.
It is. It absolutely is. I don't know. I don't really have it.
It's hard to say
slippery
anything
slope,
here.
my friend.
Yeah, I know. No offense to our Asian listeners. It's very hard to even have a discussion about this without sounding like you're anti-immigrant or something, which it doesn't matter how many times you say you're not anti-immigrant. It doesn't matter. It's trying to because they're doing it on purpose. When you go there's a big difference between illegal and legal immigration. No one wants to hear it.
Yeah. No human is illegal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, lots of them are.
Undocumented.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Or illegal, whatever you want.
Like unhomed and
Yeah.
food insecure.
Right.
You just got to have cute names for shit nowadays.
Right. Don't call them pussies. They're soft. Okay.
Can't call them pedophiles anymore.
Right. Maps.
Right.
And minor attracted people.
What do we do?
Persons. Yeah. I thought Mike Pence, I was just screaming at the TV, like, shut up, you robot Ken doll fucking cardboard cutout. Mm-hmm. He's not even human. He's less human than Mark Zuckerberg to me. Just, he was trying to bully his way through and dominate and like show strength or something. But
I'm the one that was vice president here.
Yeah.
Most qualified, most conservative.
Okay.
Most creepy.
Most creepy is it. Fly in the hair. Yeah. You're done, dude. You're done. Yeah. And his thoughts on, like, I understand conservatives love the fucking all life is created by God argument, but it's just not going to work. The country's not in favor of that by a margin of like 70-30. So if you're going to go down this road of like, no such thing as abortion, you're going to lose.
Yep.
What are you doing? I understand what you're doing, but Chris Christie, full of shit.
Very, very full of shit, like bursting at the seams with shit.
Yes, yeah. I just can't take him seriously. It's like he's on a one track, hate on Trump. Like that's his angle. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go on MSNBC and CNN. He's paid contributor, I think, on CNN or MSN, one of those. And he's just going to shit on Trump. I think it's pointless, worthless. I don't know what he's going for. Vivek is interesting.
He is. I thought he handled himself well up there. I thought, it was kind of funny. I did get a little chuckle out of, and props to Vivek for calling it out. Everybody had their little zingers. They were waiting to get out.
Yeah.
You just knew they were just in the back pocket, waiting for the opportunity to pull that out. And I think it was Pence he unloaded on. Was like, okay, are we done? Did everybody get their little zingers out?
Yeah.
Everybody good? You done? We finished with them?
All the shit you guys had people, class
exactly.
of,
all your
team of people
scripted
writing.
little insults that you guys couldn't wait to say. Did you get them out? Are we good? Can we talk now?
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool.
It was great.
Yeah, when they kept calling him the rookie and things like that. Well, okay, look where we're at with the vets.
Yeah.
So maybe it is time for a rookie.
And I'll tell you, there's something very appealing about Vivek Ramaswamy. Mm-hmm. And that is, he's not a politician. Again, this almost goes back to the Trump thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a giant portion of us who 100% do not believe in these people, do not believe they are not out to enrich themselves, that they're not megalomaniacs and monsters. Across the board, okay? Very few of them are decent human beings. They're monsters. And so when you talk about what was appealing about Trump, well, very few people on the left understood it. People like Michael Moore did, he came out and said, this dude's a real legitimate threat because, when you're going back to 16, like he understood these people are so fucking pissed. They don't give a shit. Throw a Molotov cocktail on the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah.
These people don't represent them.
More importantly than the build the wall, which became the main tagline of that, was drain the swamp.
Yeah.
That was really what it was.
Harder to do than he even thought.
Right. But that was it. Like, okay, we're going to go in there and shake shit up because we're just sick of the same old.
I think if Trump got in again, there would be no hesitation in blowing out figureheads and stuff like that. Like, I think there in the beginning was a whole world of like, well, you got to be careful. You don't want to just fire Jim Comey. You don't want to just blow out Anthony Fauci, respected, blah, blah. I don't think Trump would give a fuck about any of those people anymore.
No.
I think he would come in guns a-blazing like, no. You guys single-handedly destroyed an administration for political reasons, and we're not doing that again. We're just not going to put up with it.
Yeah.
I don't know where that goes.
I don't know how it ends.
But Vivek is 38 years old. He's a billionaire.
Is he really?
Yeah.
All right.
He understands the issues.
How do you make his money?
He's a business guy. He's a he started businesses, CEOs, and then sold them, and all kinds of stuff like that. But I do like the idea. These people. I mean, Mike Pence is so plastic and such a cardboard cutout of a human being. When he raises his voice to act like I'm serious and defending the rights of Americans, you're just like, oh my God, dude, just turn it off. What are you doing? Have you not learned from 4 years with Trump that guy is the most hated politician voice guy in America? Stop it. So Vivek comes in and he's just laughing at these people. He's calling them out on the bullshit left and right. And, Ron DeSantis I could put up with too, just because he doesn't take any shit. And I like what he's done in Florida. He's 4 years too early. That's the only problem. That's the only problem these people are going to have.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. So,
is it always this? I guess it is.
What?
It just seems early, feels early, but I guess this is basically when Trump's first one in 2016 was.
Is it?
When he popped on scene, somewhere right around August.
You're talking about like the escalator or
no,
the first debate?
Debates, yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just.
Oh, he was so awesome in
rushed.
those debates too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just dropping bombs on people. It was just great.
Oh,
it was so fun to see.
Dude, when he shushed Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
He fucking shushed
him.
He shushed him. Grown ass man. No. Shh.
Yeah. Jeb. Shh. We should actually pull out tape at
some of the highlight film. Yeah. I mean, it is
like Trump's best debate moments.
Like it or don't, but I mean, it is Hall of Fame shit.
They're so taught to not make a face, not react. It's almost like being in court when someone says something you think is bullshit. And it's like, don't react, don't roll your eyes. The jury will see it. People like Vivek or Trump didn't give a shit. They were just like, oh, please, really? We're going with Russia again. And rolling his eyes. He didn't care. He wasn't going to do that stoic, politician thing like nothing will rattle me.
Right.
And it was just encouraging. No matter what you feel about the guy.
Good old Google.
What do you
I
got?
gotta stop using this shit.
What?
I literally put Trump debate highlights.
Yeah. They're like, who is this Trump guy you speak of?
It's all, last night
Trump
you mean?
gets owned.
Oh, last night you mean? Oh, you want all these? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how they answer the questions on Trump from last night. Like, no, that's not what I asked.
Yeah. Yeah. It knows exactly what you asked. It knows.
Yeah, we're going to make sure you don't get the answer.
Yeah.
I really do have to stop using these turds.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is a kind of a duck, duck, go or nothing moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's insulting, actually.
Yeah. See how far you can get on Prime Minister blackface.
No.
No,
we know exactly how far that goes.
Maui residents are not happy.
Baby.
Not that Maui. They're not doing that right now in Maui. They are not happy by President Biden's response. Shocking. So they came out to greet his motorcade. He toured the devastation from the wildfires. He was almost there 2 hours.
I was going to say, I mean,
he had to get back to Tahoe.
Basically a touch and go.
Yeah. He flew across over there, got about an hour nap in at a luncheon, and then he was back on vacation.
Okay.
So he left his vacation in Tahoe early to go down there and
he's rolling up his sleeves for the American people.
Just showing he cares.
Right.
And if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that Joe Biden genuinely cares about people. I mean, he's done nothing but show that side of him his whole career.
Exactly.
So he toured there, forcing. Let's see, the death toll has climbed to 115. Can we just start announcing over 1,000?
They got to be confirmed.
What are we doing with this? Yeah, but
I know
there's nobody that's been missing for 17 days that's alive. That person doesn't exist.
Well, what about
Jesus?
No, he was only gone like 3 days.
3 days.
What? No.
Right.
What about the chick that Amy Smart?
She was kidnapped. She wasn't missing in a hurricane or wildfire.
She was missing. Well, how do you know these people weren't kidnapped?
Yeah. She's just playing her harp. Well, do you think people were kidnapped? It would be a good time to kidnap.
It would be a great time.
If you were like super into kidnapping,
yeah,
it would be a good time.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Or you didn't want to go through all the bullshit of divorce?
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and pick some berries.
Yeah.
To the mainland with my ash.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what happened to your kid. I don't know. He's missing. Still missing. Do you want to see some locals greet Joseph Robinette Biden, excuse me. Robinette.
What is
Even his name is an asshole.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you think Maui residents are happy to see Biden?
So here he comes after 13 days. Here comes his motorcade, and they're just waiting outside.
All right, let's see.
All right, let's see how. They got to be thrilled to see the president, right?
I would think so. Yeah, I mean, finally, you are in an absolute, natural disaster zone. You need FEMA. You need some attention here, and the president of your country. Does he even know that this is part of the country, or does he think this is?
Probably not.
Right.
I don't know if they've told him yet, but.
Here they come.
Here he comes after 13 days.
Wow, he's finally here. Wow, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Fuck you.
Flipping them off.
Fuck you. 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 Hey, right here. Hey, fuck you, Joe Biden. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Okay.
Oh, like Joe Biden's not asleep in the back of that car, man. He has no idea.
This is okay. So this is Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Now, one cop car.
Two cop cars.
Two cop cars. Now, one,
two,
three,
four,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Oh, come on. 9. 9 black fucking like Escalades, 2 white ones,
and then a white van.
What are we doing?
13 vehicles.
Which one do you think he's in?
Who knows? Is he even in one of them?
Yeah, right. He's still.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to get somewhere. He had to talk about how hot the pavement was and shit, and almost burning down his kitchen. And I had a grease fire once.
Yeah.
I know how you feel.
God, dude, that was so embarrassing, so bad. Yeah, he attempted to empathize, I suppose. Was that his version of empathize? He does this every time. And, I get it. I can be guilty of this sometimes. Like, oh, you think that's a story? Well, check this out. When we were younger, we did. And it's like, do you have to top everybody, or try? And
well, it's not necessarily topping. It was you're trying to be relatable. Is where he should be going for at least.
Right.
Empathetic, right?
But relatable is not what they need in this moment.
No.
He needs to shut the fuck up and listen. Just Joe, don't say anything. Just listen, act concerned, don't stare at your watch. Certainly don't fall asleep at the luncheon.
Oh my God.
Don't leave after an hour and a half or 2 hours. And don't say no comment when you're hanging out on the beach. Twice. How about we don't do that for starters? You sit there, you hold hands with people, even though we know you don't give a shit in the least. At least pretend. Just play the role of an actor and try to give a shit. But to compare it to a house fire that you had 15 years ago, where lightning struck and knocked a wire and blah, 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 and I almost lost my cat and my 67 vet. Dude, you had a kitchen fire 20 years ago. What are you talking about? It was put out in minutes. You're comparing that to the complete devastation of this island?
Mm-hmm. They say he didn't fall asleep, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Everything on here is
of course.
He did not fall asleep.
Yeah, why? Because rumor is in fact? Is that why they said that? He didn't shit his pants at the Vatican either?
I can't even find the...
I mean, I've seen the video with his eyes going lower and lower and lower and lower.
I've only seen still photos of it.
Yeah, no, pull the video up. We all know what an old man falling asleep on the couch looks like, right? We've all seen it. Hell, half of us have been it.
Oh, yeah, I've nodded hard.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, of what it's like to lose a home. No, sir, you literally don't. Not to mention you have 5 fucking homes. How is that possible again on your measly salary?
Right.
How was that possible again? You've never explained how you made your money. So
yeah, we almost lost a home because we forgot it.
To make a long story short, he yada yada'd that part. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 vet, and my cat. Apparently his cat's whisker got burned.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
So there he is. Oh, that was a shitty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's NBC News.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, NBC News is that's
So they're
bullshit.
refuting it, right?
Yeah, of course NBC.
Well,
News is-
for the record, that's what they're saying is like this is the picture that was making the rounds. So,
no, there's video making.
no,
the
I
rounds,
understand. I understand. But so like that's where they're at right now is saying that okay, this is where this picture right here it's almost perfectly paused at that point. But okay, so you look at that looks like he's sleeping. I'll give you that. But he's still trying to figure out where he is here. But boy, he looks like he's about to just die. Like that it's just going to shut down at any point.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at them going to bat for him, trying to act like no. He's great. He's doing great.
But I mean, his eyes are open. His
eyes are open
sleeping
there.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but
There's a further away view where his head is just going like this, and he's just, then he's out.
yeah, he's a fucking old man, dude.
No, I know, but don't pretend
don't
like
pretend
don't
like
go to
he's
bat
not.
for him like he's not.
Yeah.
We all know what he is.
We should put the Biden nodding off compilation together too.
Yeah. This is hilarious too. Joe Scarborough, MSNBC's Morning Joe, used to be a conservative. This guy is such a clown.
I love his fair.
The Scarborough? Yeah.
Scarborough Fair.
Yeah.
Are you going?
Huh?
Are you going?
To the Scarborough affair? No. Maybe.
That Simon Garfunkel? Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
Yeah, okay, now I got
There
you.
you go. Brought it home.
He responded to criticisms directed at President Biden, of course, because that's the media's job. Go to bat. If anyone takes issue with any of this, following his gaffe-filled trip to widely panned, gaffe-filled. Okay,
Yes.
That's not in dispute. Unless you're Morning Joe, he claimed that people that complained about this were little more than shock opera nonsense. Really. Just pushed by conservatives to make Joe Biden look bad. No. Joe, here's the thing.
He doesn't need help.
He does not need help from conservatives to look bad. He's doing a killer job all on his own.
Yep.
I understand you can't say that. You can't even really see that.
Sure.
But he does not need conservatives to make him look bad. He single-handedly does that himself every single day. He cited a few Maui residents who were apparently pleased by the president's visit. Scarborough argued that anyone who criticized Joe Biden, get this, lived in an alternate reality.
Alternate reality.
Yeah. Yeah, so you and I are apparently living in. So if you took issue or were even mildly offended by the whole almost lost my vet and my cat in a house fire, Jill and I know exactly how you feel. If you thought that was offensive on any level, you're living in an alternate reality.
Okay.
You sure about that, Joe Scarborough? Sure about that? Is that the best angle to take?
Are we the ones in the alternate reality?
Yeah.
Or perhaps.
Perhaps. Maybe. Note the overwhelmingly positive response from local residents in the Maui paper and the stark contrast compared to the shock opera nonsense pushed by Trumpy outlets today. Same with the BS sleep narrative that created an alternate reality. Okay, I watched him fall asleep, dickhead. Fine. Even if you that was the least of my worries.
Yeah.
I figure someone going from Tahoe to Hawaii and then landing at 81 years old is going to fall asleep at some point. That doesn't even bother me. It's the shit he said. It's waiting 2 weeks to go there or even mention it. That was the offensive part. Don't act like, yeah, anybody that saw this is living in an alternate. Fuck off, dude. No. He shared an article from that quoted Lahaina's mayor, Dick Bison. Hope. I think that's the main thing. I think that's what the president brings when he comes to any community. People look at him as our leader.
Hope.
We look at him as the one that controls all the federal agencies and is able to get things done. First off, that's adorable. Okay, first off, Dick Bison, him being quoted like that in the paper means jack shit to me. He's trying to get every dollar he can from federal agencies. He even says it in there. He's the guy that controls all the federal agencies.
Yep.
Yeah, hope. Looking for hope from this clown. That doesn't mean he's like loving Joe Biden.
No.
It means he's not a moron and he knows
needs Joe Biden.
It's time to suck Joe Biden's dick a little bit if you can keep him awake long enough. He controls all the federal agencies, as terrifying as that is. So yeah, he represents hope. He returned to Washington from Rehoboth Beach for a short time before Camp David, and then another vacation in Tahoe. That's when he went out to Maui, spending hours there before returning to Tahoe. Yeah, it's pathetic. And the people going to bat for him tells you everything you need to know. Everything. If you can't watch that sort of thing and go, unacceptable on every level.
Yeah.
I don't care how old he is. I don't care. Unacceptable. If you can't even do that when he's clearly wrong, when he's clearly fucked up.
You just had a 6-hour flight. Catch a nap in the air.
He probably slept the whole flight.
Right.
Yeah. You think there's not a bed on Air Force One for him? Of course there is. It's probably a crib with a passy and everything. So yes, what these clowns don't understand, because I know there's plenty of people out there that hate Trump and they hate every time anyone says anything positive about him. But you've got to be able to go, boy, oh boy, Joe Biden did himself no favors here. He would have been better off addressing this after day 2, explaining why it's not in the best interest of Hawaii for him to go there immediately. He'll be there as soon as he can. They've got all the resources they'll need, I promise you. And then when he goes there, do this.
Yeah.
Not behave like this. It looks unempathetic. It looks un-American. It looks pathetic. And if you can't just admit that, then you're just...
In an alternate reality?
Yeah, you're in an alternate reality. I'm sorry, you just are. And it's sad, but when you do that every minute of every day, try to prop this mostly dead person up and murder the other guy and want him locked away for 100 years, all that shit, people see through it.
Yeah.
And it's leading to 240 million impressions at time of recording for someone like Trump.
You're
doing that, Joe Scarborough.
That was the one thing I noticed in watching that the Trump thing last night was there's a lot of talk about age in the presidency and our politicians and shit, how old everybody is. Mm-hmm. Trump's sharp as shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
you might hate what he's saying.
Yeah, but there's no loss of cognitive ability there.
No.
His vocabulary still sucks. He's still he's got the best, all the best words.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's always been like that. He's been like that since he was 40. He just has.
Right. I get it. That's just how he speaks.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always sound the most articulate or intelligent.
Nope.
But if you look into his eyes and you watch the wheels turn and you see it go from his fucking brain to his mouth, it's there.
It's there.
It's there.
Immediate.
That was nothing about what he said really did anything for me one way or the other. Mm-hmm. That was what I took out of that interview was like, this guy's just still razor sharp. So don't talk to me about age.
He's sharper than I am. When you talk about, think about the amount of times on this show where it's like mid-sentence and you're like, shit, where was I going with that? Mm-hmm. I do that. It's horribly embarrassing. Yeah. It just is. It's happened to you.
I do it
happens to me. Happens to me
a lot with weed.
I don't even smoke weed. Mm-hmm. It happens to me whether I'm on something or not. If I'm drinking, it really happens. But you don't see that with Trump ever.
No.
Ever. You just don't. You don't see it with Bernie Sanders. So it's not like, oh, you're just sticking up for someone on the conservative side. No.
Age is just a number.
Age can be just a number. Your dad was sharp as a fucking tack for 88 years. Yeah. He just was. My grandpa died on his 90th birthday. Sharp as shit. Absolutely never lost an iota of his faculties. Mm-hmm. My mom's side of the family, other story entirely. Not good. And that's where G gets it. I get it. My mom, we all feel it. Oh, boy, this isn't going to end well for us. Joe Biden is on that side. Yeah. The guy can't fucking put a sentence together. He fucked up the names of all the Maui people he was trying to introduce. He was rambling, incoherent. Don't tell me he had a stutter as a kid. It's insulting. It's insulting.
This guy's been speaking publicly for his entire life.
Yeah.
And for a long time, very clearly. I mean, those lies just came out no problem.
Oh, yeah. Lickety split. Yeah. Fast.
No stuttering.
No. To wrap up Maui, so survivors of this fire, and I have my own theories on this,
all right.
Said the only paved road out was barricaded by authorities as flames overcame the town. Police Chief John Peltier, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the one who was the police chief in Vegas during the
Shooting?
Route 66 shooting or whatever. Yeah.
Peltier?
Yeah. Police Chief John Peltier, who won't answer anyone's questions, ghosts the media. So he went from that job in Vegas
Wow.
to Maui, I believe. See if that's right, or if it's I'm almost positive he's the police chief.
What's his first name?
John.
John.
Maui Police Chief John Peltier.
Mm-hmm.
P-E-L-L-E-T.
Oh, it's the second L that fucked me up there.
Yeah. Pelletier. P-E-L-L-E-T-I-E-R.
Okay.
Maybe that's how it is. He's saying now that residents were not prevented from fleeing Lahaina, but accounts from some of the survivors suggest they were hindered. In fact, local residents, I saw some of them interviewed, saying, absolutely not. They had blocked this road. You could not get out that way. They decided they were hindered from making a quick escape because of the decision to close the Hanopilani Highway. Sorry, I'm screwing that name up. I know it. And bypass at the south end of town. Witnesses said that traffic quickly backed up as residents attempted to flee to the south, but the road was blocked as a crew worked on power lines. One family ignored the barricades, swerved past the cones placed in the road, and they got to a safe town an hour away. That's what I would have done. Mm-hmm. And if you would have kept standing there while I'm backing up traffic, I'd have run your ass over too.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? When you see that wave of fire coming up behind you,
Yeah, I ain't waiting.
no. You know what? I'm gonna risk it and drive over a down power line. Yeah. Fuck off.
By the time they find your body, they'll have no idea I ran you over.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be powder.
You will be part of the road at that point. Nobody realized how
You're right,
little.
by the way.
Is it him?
Yeah, January 2020 to December 2021.
He was in Vegas?
The Vegas police captain.
Yeah.
Now he's the chief of police for Maui. It's quite an upgrade for
I'd say.
getting a bunch of people killed on your watch.
Yeah. And doing a bang-up job on the cover-up afterwards.
This guy's body count's fucking impressive.
No bullshit.
For a police chief?
Dude, they were like, oh my God, 500 people got shot in Vegas. He's like, hold my beer. Hold my beer. Close down the fucking highway south, leaving Lahaina, and get back to me. 1,200 dead later.
Yeah.
Nobody realized how little time we had, said Nate Baird, who drove his wife and two young sons out of Lahaina. Like, even us being from the heart of the fire, we did not comprehend. Like, we literally had minutes, and one wrong turn, we would all be dead by now. A mother with her two children said she escaped the gridlock by ignoring traffic instructions and driving on the wrong side of the road to pass a long line of cars.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm not waiting.
No.
What are you going to do? Pull me over and give me a ticket?
Yeah,
Go
get a
fuck
ticket.
yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll stop in an hour.
Following too closely ticket and wrong side of the road, I noticed, ma'am.
Go ahead and throw that fleeing charge on top.
Well, I see your plates aren't updated.
Eluding.
Yeah.
Sorry, my tabs melted off.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, you don't have updated tabs. Yeah, they melted in the Lahaina fire, dickhead. The gridlock would have left us there when the firestorm came through. 38-year-old Kim Cuevas Reyes said, I would have had to tell my children to jump into the ocean as well and be boiled alive by the flames, or we would have just died from smoke inhalation and roasted in the car. The road leading out of Lahaina did not open until 5:20, 2 hours after residents began fleeing the fire. Witnesses said by the time the road was cleared, some had already died in the flames.
What was the excuse for closing the road in the first place?
They were working on a power line that was going to be completely melted. I mean, that would have been your job. You would have been there.
What about, well, it's not my job, but was it like a down power line across the road so they weren't able to drive across it? Maybe?
Why not? You got rubber on your tires. You're not hurt anything.
Try that. See how it works.
Yeah, some of them did, and they got the fuck out of there.
Until it jumps up onto the...
I don't know if it was across the road, if it was off to the side, whatever. But
like general, normal construction. Like, sorry, guys.
Yeah. Cones up.
Road's closed.
Maui Emergency Management Agency Chief Herman Andaya chose not to use the emergency sirens to alert residents. That's usually reserved for tsunami warnings. Another government agency, the Hawaii Commission on Water Resource Management, was accused of delaying.
Well, is there something to be said about if the sirens are generally used as a tsunami warning?
Yeah.
And people don't know, then that would instinctually have them going to higher ground.
Right.
So that could be counterproductive.
Sure, until they saw the flames.
Well,
and they figure shit out pretty quick.
Okay. I'm just saying that an argument might be able to be made.
That's the argument they made.
That it's not, you would be giving a mixed signal to people of what they're supposed to be doing. They don't have a differentiation between alerts. So if they think, oh, this is tsunami warning, everybody just go to the highest ground.
Yeah.
If that's where the fire is, then that just fucks everything up too.
Do you think they would just keep running into the flames then?
Well, not until they die. But I mean, at some point, it could be.
Don't you think it'd be better? Because here's the argument. Because I understand that. I get it.
Yeah,
Tsunami warnings are not going off all that frequently.
No.
And if you're on that island and it's like, we need everybody's attention right fucking now. Right now, we need people to understand that this thing is moving at a lightning pace. It's coming and it's not stopping. We got huge winds that are pushing this thing.
Yeah.
People got to get the fuck out. They cannot be in their house taking a nap right now. You know, they need to move as if a tsunami is here. And so, you know, think about how many people would have been sleeping or on the shitter playing fucking watching TikTok. And those sirens start going off. It means stop what you're doing, wipe your ass, and run.
Why can't they do something automated like the Amber Alerts that come across your phone?
Well, last time they did that, they almost...
Well, that was the
they
nuke
sent a
thing.
nuclear thing.
Well, I understand that, but why?
Well, they tried to do that. They were doing like a TV scroll.
Yeah, if you're
and
not
they were-
watching TV, but I'm saying that
And they were doing, I think, a text thing on phones. They were
Okay.
trying to do. I don't know
how it
what
worked or
their
anything.
system
Right.
is like, but that's what they tried to say. And people are furious, going, no. You needed everybody to stop in their tracks and let them know that this is one of those like survival moments.
Yeah.
Like you got to go.
Well, but also not. I mean, yes and no, because while everybody was in some level of danger, some people were obviously in imminent danger, and there was a lot of people that really weren't, or at least not anytime real soon.
Right.
So to start a panic across the entire island.
Well, I don't know how that works. If you,
I don't either.
So it would make sense. Like if you had a tsunami, if you had an earthquake under the ocean, and you knew that was going to trigger a tsunami, I'm assuming all the Hawaiian Islands, because there's a shitload of them, would be affected by that.
Sure,
like
yeah.
you would
It's
want
just
sirens
big
going
ass
off.
wave coming across everything.
I don't know if it's like, oh shit, in North Lahaina there's a fire that's blowing south. We need to turn on the Lahaina sirens.
Yeah.
And just alert them, and then because just
Right.
like here, when we've got the 1 o'clock every first Saturday of the month, when those sirens go off, those only go off in an emergency situation in your area. It's not like all of Michigan gets those alarms.
Can you imagine if there was actually a tornado on the first Saturday at 1 o'clock?
Oh, my God.
How many people would die?
That's hilarious. There was an actual emergency at 101.
Right? Well, we decided not to blow it because we knew people wouldn't take it seriously.
That
We're
would
just
kinda
looking
be
around
like-
going, it's first Saturday at 1 o'clock. I wonder why the tornado...
Yeah, goes and takes up fucking 4 neighborhoods. So the Hawaii Commission on Water Resource Management was accused of delaying a request for more water to fight the fire because it had first to consult with local farmers. So the fire department wanted water, and they were like, hold on. We got coconut farmer over here, and we got to make sure he's got enough water.
I am not real strong in geography.
Yeah.
It was never a strong suit.
Not mine either, I'll be honest with you.
This is an island, right?
I think so. I'm almost positive.
Wonder where they could get some water.
Probably from the Colorado River.
That's probably smart, yeah.
If they piped it in or something.
Yeah.
Probably do that.
Wait for a good rain.
Yeah, if they could capture it from a good rain, that'd be a good source.
If there was only a way to get lots and lots of
Oh,
water.
what about their toilets?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Fill up your
start-
bathtub?
Empty those out.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
your
if you
water
needed
bottles?
emergency water just to put fire out, don't you think you could just go down to the fucking ocean and go,
Right.
just like you're siphoning gas from
about.
a tank?
Just about.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I mean, we're being facetious, but
Are we?
because, well, you don't understand the rage of a fire of that magnitude. Water is irrelevant at
Maybe.
that point.
You need
really.
the planes with that orange dust.
That doesn't do shit. I mean, like, that's Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
Well-
when it's like that, you could dump that
Have you
entire
ever-
ocean on it, and it would maybe put it out.
Have you ever been in the vicinity of literal raging out of control fires that are consuming towns? Have you
No.
ever seen it in person?
I have not been that close.
I have twice, and it's insanity.
Right.
It's dude. My mom and I drove. It was in Northern California, and for miles,
Yeah.
the entire mountaintops on fire, blazing fire, and then right in G's backyard, on top of the mountain, there's a mountain behind his house. And on the other side of that, there's sort of, the back side of the mountain, a little valley, and that caught on fire.
And even that,
and it was coming over the top. But you know what?
that's just grassy. Like, that's not like the raging inferno, like a forest.
Oh, it's
is.
pretty damn bad.
It does, but it's not that. It doesn't have the kind of tree. It doesn't have the kind of fuel that this does. Like, it's a big fire.
But what they do, what G was telling me is, because it's a fire risk every year in Arizona. I mean, you're in the desert, you know. He said, dude, there's not a property around here that doesn't have fire breaks. Like, no, it's not going to destroy my house because you don't have, like, it's all rock and shit up to a point, and then
the proverbial moat.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they all have these. It's what saved that little red house we were talking about.
Right.
You know, it
The
just
Miracle
didn't.
House.
The Miracle House. So the guy before that, by the way, the agency was formerly led by, so again, we're talking about the Hawaii Commission on Water Resource Management. So this dipshit wanted to confer with the farmers first, make sure their oranges had enough water for them. This guy was a water equity advocate who was reassigned to a different division following the fires because he was like, hey, whoa, you don't, water is important to us. And
He's already been reassigned?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about fucking fired?
This is what wokeness does, okay? Not to bring this back to politics or anything like this, but this, in my humble opinion, is exactly why you don't put people in powerful positions based on the color of their skin, their fucking gender identity, instead of just like the best possible brilliant mind you can have. Those people can do almost nothing for a giant part of their career. But when the shit hits the fan, you need the guy that can stay focused, think things through, make rational decisions, and not look back. Not go like, oh, based on equity, we need to talk
and
to
not
the
be
coconut
afraid
farmers.
to make those decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what we see time and time again. These people that it's like, well, what did you expect was going to happen? What you would never put up with that. You would think, anyways, that wouldn't apply to pilots, where it's like, oh no, we've got the most gender diverse, or we've got the most diversity in for our pilots. I would be like, okay, you just guaranteed that's the one flight I will never take.
Yeah, right.
That's the one airline I'm not taking. I don't care how diverse your operating room is. All you're doing is warning me like, no, obviously they're not as good. Otherwise, we would just say they're the best we could possibly find. They're the best at what they do. No, they're the most diversified. Well, I don't give a shit about that in emergency situations. If I'm having to have fucking surgery, I want the absolute best qualified, not the most diverse. When you're talking about
This is a funny qualification.
what?
The diverse.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
something they're so proud of. We're so diverse.
We hire on equity basis.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you don't hire the most qualified, the most competent minds. That's not who you get. You get. Did my volume just get a lot louder?
No, not
No.
to me.
Okay. Just did to me. Maybe my ears popped, and I'm.
Maybe.
Yeah, when you're making hiring decisions based on diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Well, maybe you did.
Yeah. Did you bump something with your knee? I don't know what the hell I would have hit.
Travis, what are you doing?
Oh, that son of a bitch. He's probably behind the scenes.
Sneaking in your back door.
Something happened. I could hear it, but
Yeah,
it's okay. It's
this
not
is odd.
Yeah. So this is no shock when you hear these people talk. And by the way, if you're so proud of your diversity hires, your water management commission guy, if you're so proud of him, why was he shit canned 30 hours after the fire?
Reassigned.
Reassigned, yeah. You can't fire him, obviously. Equity.
There you go.
diversity. Why do you have to? Do you get tired of having to fucking replace these guys
So
every
now
5
this
minutes?
person is in charge of something else that they can fuck up.
Right.
When shit hits the fan.
Right.
Awesome.
And so when you give, they're all for this green energy push. And so it's like, okay, you've been given $60 billion to clean up all your electrical areas so that you don't have these wildfires going. And you ignore that And then you make this huge green push for fucking, panels of solar
panels?
shit from China. And that's what you do. And you have meetings on equity, and you have all kinds of fucking meetings on water equity. Instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing for a while, this is what you get.
Yeah.
And the poor people there, it's like, on one hand, you feel horrible. You go, you know what? This isn't what they were banking on. This isn't what they meant when they voted. Like, oh yeah, let's risk thousands of lives, hundreds of children's lives. Let's just do that. That's not what they were banking on. But it's the result.
Yeah.
It's the result. I'm sorry. And you keep voting for this shit. This is what you vote for. This is what you get. Do you think the response would be like that in Florida? I just don't think so. I don't think it would in Texas.
No.
It's hard to compare. It's apples to oranges.
It is. And I don't know all the extenuating circumstances there, but if that is the gist of it, that's pretty fucking shitty.
Pathetic.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Hard to justify on any level.
Yeah. But if you're on that team, it goes without saying that you are going to be covered for by the mainstream media who's in on the fucking joke. You're going to be covered by the federal government who's in on this bullshit too.
Yeah.
You're going to be in.
That's how you get reassigned and not fired.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right. So it's sad to watch. It's but it just doesn't shock me anymore.
No,
It
nothing
just
shocks me
doesn't.
anymore. Sadly.
I was watching, look, I'll admit, I admitted, I'm a grown ass man. I like some light asshole play, it turns out. I had no idea, but
Sure.
I ran into a bidet that I liked. I can admit that I like rom-coms.
Yeah.
I do. And I admit that I like ballads, more than I'm not. Before I'll throw in a Tool album, I'll throw in a Louis Capaldi album. You know what I mean? It's just.
I'm going to need your man card. Post haste.
Yeah. It is what it is. So, there's that part of me. I can't remember where I was going with that. I did.
You want to admit something.
I've been watching some rom-coms of late, and they go back like 2012 and back.
Okay.
And it was like, I got into a thing, and I can't remember why, but it was like, oh, this is getting 4.5 stars. And it was kind of the end of the night. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just flip on this nonsense for a few minutes before I go to bed.
I'm glad you do this stuff after I go to bed.
Oh, yeah. When you go to bed, it's party time. Me and Cece get into rom-coms. We go for walks. It's great. I get my popsicles out. It's a shit show around here, T. It's a real clown show.
How far can you take it? How far can you take it?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Your popsicle. You can CC on the couch with a popsicle and a rom-com?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Some jokes write themselves. Sorry.
So anyway, I was watching them, and a lot of them, especially back then, were all based in California, right? It's like that's where before everything was filmed in Texas and Georgia, like everything was filmed out there. So whether you're watching like a rom-com or just a comedy or drama, it's always downtown Los Angeles. A lot of it filmed in San Francisco. And I watched 2 movies over the last week that were based in San Francisco. And like I recognize all the areas, and it's just stunning. 10 years ago. These are filmed 10 years ago, and it's like the streets are bustling with people. The city's lit up.
Well,
Everything's clean.
Those are movies, right?
No, I understand that. But dude, looking at
those
that.
Those are all actors and extras.
Right. Okay. Not always. But my point being, that's what I saw when I would go there. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't littered with fucking fentanyl and crackheads all over the street, jacking off and shitting on the sidewalk.
There was a Walgreens on every corner.
Yeah, there was.
Still open.
Exactly. There was a Whole Foods here, a Target there.
There weren't chains on the ice cream fucking coolers, things like that?
No.
Ah, the good old days.
No. And there were not, 40 masked
people
smashing into stores and just ripping shit and just dragging it out of the store either. That wasn't a thing. I don't know why.
But here we are.
And that's what you get by voting certain ways. That's what you get when you push for You know, not the brightest and best minds, the most capable people of doing the job. When you're trying to appease a voter base, it's just gotten out of control. And this is what we see in Hawaii. It's what we see in San Francisco or Los Angeles or New York.
But it's diverse.
It's diverse. Yeah. Okie dokie.
Hey, are you paying too much for health insurance?
Probably.
Are you uninsured?
Maybe.
Well, health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews, from Your Insurance Expert, is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173. That's Nick Matthews, Your Insurance Expert, 248-914-1173.
I got to call the warden and see if he's gotten that all straightened out. Remember,
Okay.
he was Nick was helping the warden with her brother's insurance.
Okay.
He's the fucking best, man. I'm telling you. It's worth a phone call.
That's absolutely worth a phone call.
RadioFor1.com. God, I reached out to Nick again yesterday, different Nick. And I'm like, bro, where are our fucking T-shirts in here? And I still haven't heard back, but he swears he's on it. We are going to have T-shirts in the goddamn store.
Just in time for winter.
Yeah, for the long, then that's fine. People still wear T-shirts in the winter.
kidding.
I understand the shot though, and it's well deserved. It's bull. Honestly, Troy, even though you had said something for a long time to me, I didn't even realize for the first couple months they weren't in there. Honestly, no excuse, whatever. But we're going to get those in there. I promise you. But so there's other merch in there that's fucking awesome. And every time I see a picture, I saw AA Ronnie was out with the missus with Katie, and
Love me some Katie Ring.
oh, Katie Ring's the shit. She just is. And he was wearing his new TDC hat, and I've seen some people with the sweatshirts. They're just so cool. We did get good stuff, and we need to add. We need to sit down, T, and come up with a mug. We need to come up with a couple things
Some
to
tumblers.
add. Yeah. We should. I wonder if people would be interested in a TDC
Yeti?
and do it the right way.
Of course, if you're going to do it the right way.
Do the real one. You know, I don't know what they cost. Are they like really expensive?
They're
Yetis?
pretty expensive. A
$30
real
bucks?
Yeti. Yeah, I mean around there, but then we'll look at whatever.
Yeah.
Then you got a personal.
But I
so
imagine
there's an upcharge there.
I imagine they make them per order. Like they don't have a stock of 500 of them sitting there. So it's like if someone orders one, maybe it takes an extra few days to get it. But
Oh yeah, I don't think timing is necessarily the issue.
yeah,
I think that's the least of the concerns. Whether it takes.
Yeah.
Well, we're not Amazon.
true.
There's no 2-day
We're not
fucking
even trying to
2-day shipping or anything.
Anyways, RadioFrom1.com.
Speaking of Amazon.
is where you can get the merch, Amazon link, Amazon Canada. Please continue to use that, folks. We don't have a ton of advertisers. We don't have a lot coming in. That's just the fucking reality of our world. And so even your smallish purchases on Amazon help. Your purchases, I saw a bunch of people bought some MyPillow stuff. Thank you so much for that. Just use promo code TDC.
Still loving that 2.0.
And yeah, me too. I've
I'm
got
telling
two
you,
of them. They're
loving
awesome.
it.
And a link to our Patreon page. We'll add some more this weekend. We did last weekend. It was great. Moving on to other things. We haven't really done this. The Oliver Anthony story. Are you familiar with Oliver Anthony? I know you are, sort of. I didn't know his name either.
Okay.
He's the guy that does the Rich Men North of Richmond song.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
What there's I just saw something. The top 3 songs are country songs.
Yeah. He made Billboard history with his Working Man anthem. Debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 in the top spot. The singer has become the first artist ever to debut in the #1 spot on the all-genre music song chart with no prior chart history of any kind. Anthony's song is the 1,153rd song. This gets a little confusing, so help me piece this together.
1,153rd song.
To top the Hot 100. Anthony's song is the 1100 basically song to top the top 100 over the chart's 65-year history. It is also the 69th hit to debut at #1.
Okay.
So 68 times before this.
So there's been 1,100 songs at #1 over 60 years. And,
65 years.
And
how many? 69 of them now.
have been that debuted at #1.
Yes.
Now, how do you debut at #1? Not sure how
it's the most downloaded song in the country, or it's the most.
But how does it? I mean,
Billboard's, whatever streams they're getting or radio stations.
It just seems like kind of cart before the horse type of a thing. Like how does it get that kind of traction before it gets onto the Billboard charts?
It's got a week of traction.
Who's okay? Is that what it is? Is just a lag there? Okay,
it's gotta be.
Shows you the power of social media.
So he dropped it August 11th and drew 18 million streams with 147,000 downloads in the week ending August 17th. So he had a full week there.
Yep.
A YouTube video of him singing the song has earned 33 million views at the time of publication on this article. Anthony's song also scored 553,000 radio plays. Radio airplay
In the beginning.
audience impressions.
My bad.
That's all right. He said, he responded to the viral hit, said, the hopelessness and frustration of our times resonate in the response to this song. Song itself is not anything special, but the people who have supported it are incredible and deserve to be heard. It debuted at Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart at #1. It's the first time in history country music dominate all genre music chart, with Rich Men of Richmond followed by Luke Combs' cover of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car and Morgan Wallen's Last Night. I don't even know who they are. In the third spot.
Morgan Wallen's a big deal right now.
Okay.
And I hate country.
Me too. I just say that again because I think I'd like it. So I don't have time. I don't have enough life left to bring a whole new genre of music. It's just no.
Yeah, fair.
In July, Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town led it take over the chart for the first time by country music when he scored the top spot, followed by Last Night and Fast Car. Yeah, so it's pretty impressive. You want to see it? Have you paid attention to it yet, the song? Have you sat and listened to it?
Not the entire thing. I haven't gone end to end. I've listened to a little bit of it. Obviously, Rich Men North of Richmond is
great.
Referring to D.C.
Yes.
That is.
Yeah, it's only about an hour north of Richmond, Virginia.
Yep.
Okay, this dude has been offered multi-million-dollar contracts, and he's told them all to fuck off.
This is
Smart. Do it yourself, kid. You do not need record labels. It's like trying to be a radio DJ nowadays. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why would you limit yourself? Why would you put yourself in the control of other people? It makes no fucking sense.
So here's a couple things. One, so this 38 million views 2 weeks ago. What does that mean? That had
in the last 2 weeks, it was posted 2 weeks ago, and he's gotten 38 million
Okay,
views.
so 2 weeks ago it was posted, and it's got 38 million views. So
Yes.
it's 2 weeks old. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the same problem that we run into.
What?
And I'm talking to you people out there. 38 million views, 1.5 million likes.
Yeah. It should have a lot more likes than that.
Just leaving that right there.
Yeah. If you haven't, because I finally did. I don't really care. We did try that in a small town. We went through the lyrics a little bit. I don't care about these, usually these kind of flash in a pan. Holy shit, this is taking over the whole country.
Although you can ratio.
Tiger King is a good example.
Because this is 1.5 million thumbs up, but we don't know how many thumbs down. So maybe it was 36.5 million thumbs downs.
I don't think so. But I do understand
We'll
what you're
never
saying.
know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Because the left was tired of getting ratioed to shit, which is why they did that, which is just great.
Yep.
So this song, I finally listened to it, and there's so much feeling behind his voice.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's a really good song.
How often is a beard redder than the hair?
Yeah.
That is, okay.
So the left hates him.
Perfect.
They think he's punching down because of his fat comments, which is hilarious.
All right.
So why don't we give it a listen?
Yeah, let's hear.
And people that like the song can.
Are we allowed to play this just straight through, or are we going to get blown out?
Sure. It's a YouTube song. I mean,
Oh wait.
there's not a label. I mean, he's not on a label, so
Right.
they couldn't take us on for it. And he'd probably love the views.
Fair enough. All right, let's see. This is Oliver Anthony, Rich Men North of Richmond.
Overtime hours for both.
Back it up. Start at the beginning.
Don't yell at me.
So, working all day. Overtime hours for bullshit pay. So I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, 'cause the rich men.
What kind of guitar is that?
I wish politicians
Steel.
look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men north of rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
It's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
It's
You know
really,
what?
Really good.
God damn it.
What?
Makes me want to like country.
I know, right?
I shouldn't say that, because to me that's not the country that I hate.
You know, me either.
Right.
That's more Dylan-like.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's more folksy,
like the Billy
blues.
Strings things, the
Yeah.
bluegrass that he's doing and bringing back. Like, I'm into that. I can dig that. The folk, this has got Chris Stapleton's another one that
Yeah.
just
I might,
dude's got
I might-
soul, man. I mean, I can respect that. I can dig it. It's the commercial garbage,
There's just-
bullshit, fucking ride my tractor shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Bo Burnham
Back of my
did it-
pickup
did it
truck.
perfect.
Fuck you.
Bud Light with the the label facing out. All that shit.
Exactly.
There's just
That's pure.
pure art. You can just feel it when someone wrote lyrics to something that they
Yes.
believe in.
Yep.
Whether it's, I don't care if it's a love song about someone that left you, or it's about what you're feeling for your country right now.
Yep.
That shit resonates. You can't, like, if they could bottle it, they would. If record labels could bottle it, they would, but they can't. And it takes some hillbilly in Virginia with a steel acoustic guitar to come out and fucking put a banger like that. I'm sorry that there's a good.
And it's not. I mean, the emotion's great. Let's be real.
It's
song,
believable.
The song's not amazing. It's not like the
I think
greatest.
it's really good.
It is fine.
is.
It's good. It's about what he's saying.
Yeah.
And the emotion that he sings with and all that stuff. But nobody's going to be like, oh, dude, that one. Put that one in the record books. That one's going to stay around for it.
Oh, that's going to be played at campfires all over, though.
Yeah, it did.
It will be.
Yeah.
That's going to be played at,
But I'm just saying, I mean, the
country bars all over forever.
the guitar on it's not anything overly complicated. It's not anything.
He's got a capo on there.
Well, I mean, he's a pretentious prick.
Troy hates the capo.
You know who we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you put it on the first
Newberg.
fret.
Goddamn Newberg. Capo. He actually hit me up. I forgot my. I'm like, you left home without a capo?
Oh my God.
Wow.
And a smart box.
Yeah. But that's the sentiment a lot of people feel
Yes.
that they don't possess the talent to put down in song or written form that's gonna grab people.
Yeah.
And I understand it's 2 weeks old and we're late to the party on this, but I finally sort of gave it a chance and was like, I get it. I get why.
It's taken off the way it
That wasn't written for a side. That song is written whether you're on the left or the right. That song was written from the perspective of working class poor.
Yes.
And I don't care what color you are. You can be working class poor. That's not a black white thing.
No.
It's not a left right thing. It's about elites versus the rest of us.
And there's red and blue in north of Richmond.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not a political thing.
No.
It's-
They're trying to make it that way when he says, if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, and blah, 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 and they're like, oh, he's punching. People are already writing hit.
He's fat shaming?
Yeah.
Okay, stop.
Fuck off.
There's your alternate reality.
Shut up. The other one, too, they didn't like was about they pretend to care about minors unless minors on an island or something like that. It's obviously a reference to Epstein Island.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice play on words there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And rich men north of Richmond is great, too. They don't think that you know, but I know that you do. Like, he's hitting all the right spots, and I think he dropped another song maybe today.
Did he?
Yeah, which is supposed to be really good too. I don't know. Jordan Peterson.
Oh, love me some Chapo.
I'm on the fence with Jordan Peterson.
Are you?
Yeah.
No, I
Don't
like
get me
him.
wrong. I love Jordan Peterson. He's too smart for me.
Well,
Too
there
much
you
of what he says, too quickly, with too many big words, goes right over my head.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, as much as I love, who's the black mustachioed man? Don't say Steve from The Price is Right. Tyson.
go.
Yeah,
The
the
scientist guy.
astrophysicist.
Yeah. Well, one brain fart in his name.
Yeah, something Tyson or something Tyson.
Wow.
Something.
Yeah,
three
that
name
guy. Smart black guy.
Yeah, it's a more black guy. Looks like all the others. No, he's great too, but he's capable of going right over my head, or making humans seem so small in the big picture that he did one special where he was talking about time and like like if you were to put on a calendar, like all 30 billion years or whatever.
Yep.
And then what we equate to, and it's so minuscule you can't even fathom.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, thank you. It made me sad.
Yeah.
I was like, we are so insignificant, so fucking pointless. All of this is pointless. What are we doing? And that dude can talk right over my head too. And so while I really, really like Jordan Peterson, sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, I got to shut it off after an hour. I can't. He's too smart for me.
Yeah.
So
One thing I really
that's
like
all I
about
mean by
him
that.
is his very careful selection of wording. Is that he doesn't put any extra, even though they're big words that go over your head. There's no extra. There's no ums. There's no
No.
He will have this pause to process his thoughts before it comes out of his mouth, and will say exactly what he wants to say. He
Without
doesn't have
having to
stand-
swear.
Without ever having to swear.
Like that's our big crutch. You know what I mean? Like, I was just fucking thinking it's just they're
a curse.
mostly
I'm a
crutches.
construction worker. What do you want from me?
Yeah. And I'm a piece of shit. What do you want from me? You folks listen to us. That's on you.
You people.
You people. So anyways, he was in court. Canadian court has upheld the sanctioning of Dr. Jordan Peterson by a psychologist governing body that has targeted Peterson for criticizing trans ideology, climate alarmism, and the Canadian government.
Yeah, they were going after his license and all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
College of Psychologists of Ontario. Nice job discrediting yourselves completely, folks. which has embraced radical gender theory in recent years, has threatened to remove his clinical psychology license over his social media activity if he did not go through so-called specified continuing education or remedial program. Oh, and indoctrination camp.
Yeah.
You know what they used to call this in the 20s and 30s? Hitler Youth. Yeah, it was a multi-year program for Hitler Youth.
Okay.
Where they would reprogram them,
Yep.
on how to think about other people and how to behave and all that kind of stuff.
Perfect.
So I don't know why. It seems like it'd be easier just to call it Hitler. We want to Hitler Youth them instead of specified continuing education or remedial program. Do you think Hitler Youth would be better? We're sending him the HY. We're just doing that with him because we need to rewire his brain.
Yeah. Get in line. And the fact that they threaten his licensing is staggering. It's really a mind-boggling, horrifying thought. No, it is, because that should be reserved for negligence,
Some
for
guy that
malpractice.
hypnotizes a woman in his practice. And
Right. I mean,
fingers her. Yeah.
because he earned that degree. You can't just take that fucking away from somebody. Like, he put in the work. He he took the classes. He passed the tests. He did everything he had to do.
He's been a professor in your universities for years.
Right, to get,
and years.
exactly. He's until it went against what you were trying to say.
Which was totally cool 3 years ago.
Right.
Or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, what he was saying isn't radical.
That's when he really came to fame, was one of their bills they were passing up there about the pronouns or something, essentially, give or take.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not playing your game.
Yeah. And so he got thrust sort of into the spotlight, and he's leaned into it. But
fuck yeah.
The fact that they could try to take your livelihood away from that.
Sure.
It's one thing to be fired from a job. Okay, if it goes against, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
The fact that you want to talk about actually being able to take your license away, not for malpractice, not for being sued, not for negligence, not for anything like that.
He should let him take it. Who cares?
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't need it.
It's the least thing he needs anymore.
Oh my
right.
God, he can
Is
fill
still even
stadiums.
practicing? Really?
I think last I knew he was, but he might not be. I mean, he was on tour.
He was just here.
He'll sell out, major theaters and stuff. So
he was just here at the Fox.
Was he really? Yeah.
A month ago.
What does the Fox hold again? Is that a couple thousand?
3,500 maybe?
3,500?
Sounds about right.
This is what desperate people do when you can't defend your argument. You want to silence them. This is so obvious.
Yes.
All you have to do, if you think Dr. Peterson is wrong and stupid,
he's another one of those. It's like, show me the debate that he's lost.
Right.
Or show me the conversation that he's looked like shit in.
Yeah. Show me him getting his ass kicked because he's so wrong on something. Go ahead. We'll wait. We could do that with Ben Shapiro. You can almost do it with Steven Crowder.
Yeah, right.
Crowder on a lot of levels, prickish as he may be. He's capable of that, well researched.
Sure.
And just doesn't lose. And we've seen people in their tactics of trying to cheat and trying to fucking reword things. And it's like, no, don't try that weak bullshit. Here's why you're trying that weak bullshit.
Yeah.
And they get owned every time, every single time. So if you clinical College of Psychologists of Ontario, if you had legitimate arguments, you would just beat him in that way. That's the forum to do it. But you can't do that, can you?
Clinical Psychologist of Ontario?
The College of Psychologists of Ontario.
College of Psychologists of, COPU.
Copo. What up, Copo?
Oh. I'm putting the O of in there.
Oh, it is the Copu. It's co-shit.
I thought it was CPU.
Yeah.
But there's another O in there.
So on Wednesday, the Ontario Superior Court of Justice ordered Peterson to pay $25,000 to the College of Psychologists and upheld the order that he go through a social media education program.
Okay.
Holy shit.
First of all, since when is that any sort of mandatable thing?
Well, it's Canada. So
Well, true. All bets are off. But I guess it goes to
when you have no First Amendment protection. That's
it's like what's the training they do for shit?
Hitler Youth?
No, well, basically. No, like if you get in trouble, you have to go through some.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway.
So he says he responded, blasted the court, and vowing to make every aspect
Sensitivity
of
training was what I was thinking of.
Okay. He vowed to make every aspect of the case public.
Yep.
So he wants sunlight to be shown on this, and you want him to be shut up.
Yep.
You want them to go to behind-the-scenes classes to learn how to behave, to say what we believe.
What's the $25,000 for?
I don't know.
Fine for something?
Yeah. He could piss 25.
Well, I understand that. That's not the point. It's not about what it is. I'm just asking what the point of what that was.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
His feelings were hurt, obviously.
Sure.
So the Ontario Court of Appeal ruled that the College of Psychologists of Ontario can pursue their prosecution. If you think you have a right to free speech in Canada, you're delusional. Now, any of us that have half a fucking brain fully understand how much First Amendment protection Canada does not have. And you see it played out when push comes to shove.
Yeah.
Whether it's the truckers,
right.
whether it's Jordan Peterson. I will make every aspect of this public, and we will see what happens when utter transparency is the rule. Bring it on. Some of Peterson's supposed offenses include retweeting Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre, his criticism of Canadian Prime Minister Blackface, criticizing a former senior blackface aide, and expressing opposition to the idea of the Ottawa police taking custody of the children of trucker convoy protests. This gets awesome.
No.
Okay?
So
heads up for what's coming. It's great.
Those three things were his egregious crimes against humanity?
Yeah. We need to Hitler Youth him for that. He needs to go to re-education programs. Hilarious. So
it's not even funny.
Other offenses do not involve direct criticism of the Canadian government, such as Peterson saying on Joe Rogan's podcast that accepting radical gender theory is a sign of civilization's collapsing. That's well documented, folks.
Yep.
There are books written on this.
History.
In fact, it's the last of the 7 spins of a society when they get down to fucking blurring the line on gender and stuff. This happened to Romans, I believe. But this is well documented. This is not new. So,
what do they say about history? Those who don't learn from it are doomed to
something.
Repeat it or something like that.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He said that radical gender theory is a sign of civilization's collapsing. Fact. You can read that in books all over. Calling climate change models unreliable.
Oh, shocking.
Wow. Well, you got to give the climate people credit. They've been nailing this for 100 years.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Remember when the world exploded in the 50s? They predicted that correctly. When civilization ended in the 60s and 70s, they nailed that.
Yeah.
What's her name? Might have got it a little bit wrong. She just might be off by a couple years, but I believe AOC said the world is ending in 12 years. So we'll see.
Something like that. Yeah, I forget her timeline, but something like that. Yeah,
before the world ends. And then, how dare you? She was.
Greta.
She nailed it too, I believe. She said in 2018 that we just had like a few years left before the world ends. So they have been right.
We did just reach record temperatures off the coast of Florida. 100-degree water down there.
We also reached record temperatures recently off the coast of Maui. He also called climate change models unreliable and criticized Sports Illustrated for putting a fat chick as their model on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not beautiful, I think, was his tweet.
Not hot, not beautiful,
I think it was,
something like that. Yeah. Like, are you joking? Mm-hmm. Well, if he doesn't need re-education program for that.
Right.
I mean, he called fat chicks not smoking hot?
Regardless.
Unreal.
You like what you like. I mean, if he doesn't find that attractive, why is he not allowed to voice his opinion?
Yeah, well, because they don't have free speech, so there's that.
Right.
This gets so much better, too.
Okay.
I have concluded that the application should be dismissed. In my view, the decision of the ICRC, Inquiries, Complaints, and Reports Committee, adequately and reasonably considered Dr. Peterson's statements in the context of the college's statutory mandate to regulate the profession in the public interest, wrote Judge Paul Shabbos. Shabbos also claimed in the decision that the order is not disciplinary and does not prevent Dr. Peterson from expressing himself on controversial topics. Sure doesn't sound like it either.
Wow.
It has minimal impact on his right to freedom of expression. Peterson wrote on X that he stood...
Wait, minimal?
Yeah.
He's got to go to fucking training and pay a fine for
$25,000
expressing himself. I wouldn't call that minimal.
No, I wouldn't call that
we
minimal.
We could have done a lot worse, Jordan.
What? jailed him,
taking
like
their
you've done.
license. Well, you get to keep your license. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
So be grateful. Jeez.
The decision of an Ontario court regarding the allegations levied against me by the College of Psychologists is due tomorrow. I stand by what I have said and done and wish them luck in their continued prosecution. They're going to need it. I tweeted and otherwise expressed my opposition to trans surgery butchery, rumored kid fucker and current Prime Minister Blackface and his minions, and the lying climate apocalypse mongers. All that's looking pretty good from my end. And if I can't express my opinions in Canada, I will let the world know. Now, so I wanted to know more about who was this guy that he retweeted.
Okay.
Okay.
The conservative leader. Well, this is a politician, I assume.
Polivier. Something like that. My French is off. It's not as good as it once was.
Oh, is he a Quebecer?
I don't know.
As partial Canadian,
So,
I hate the fucking French Canadian.
yeah, so do the regular Canadians.
Yeah.
Regular Canadians hate the Quebecans. And
Well, those
the
cunts
French
wanted to
Canadians.
secede.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah, for whatever reason, Quebec is just in the shits with the rest of Canada. The rest of Canada's like, go fuck yourself. Oh, French Canadian. So this guy, former senior okay, leader Pierre Poilievre.
Good enough. Yeah.
He criticized Prime Minister Blackface, and I was like, ooh, what did he say? That got people
what
so
do you do?
rock hard. So it was during a pretty heated debate. This article now is from June of 23, so
All right.
just a couple months ago. He made the fatal mistake, Blackface did. Justin Trudeau, for those that are maybe new listeners.
not sure, yeah.
Yeah, Prime Minister, it's hard to say his name, Justin. It's easier to say Blackface.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how he most identifies anyways.
Everybody needs a nickname.
Yeah. So Prime Minister Blackface made the fatal mistake of inquiring about Poilievre's past before rising to the position of opposition leader. Blackface had no idea that he would soon face a scathing comeback that would spark a barrage of accusations. Blackface said, "Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a school teacher before entering politics. I'm just having a bit of trouble recalling what exactly the leader of the opposition's job was before diving into politique." Boom, Blackface nailed him.
Right?
Boom.
What was it that you did, sir?
So Poilievre said,
I didn't fuck kids, I can tell you that much.
said with a smirk, "Yes," and he left in the middle of the semester, and I'm having trouble remembering why, with a smirk on his face. Ouch! The exchange sparked a storm of controversy and left Blackface scrambling for a witty retort of his own. Couldn't come up with one.
No.
So, we touched on this a week ago.
We did.
You know, one of our faithful and beautiful Canadian listeners, God bless them, they know about this shit more than we do. This doesn't get reported in the
course not.
in the news.
Sure.
But Canadians are smart, and they're aware of the rumors circulating. Some of them are. Not the French Quebec ones,
Right.
but not those ones. Rumors, O-U-R-S.
I hate the U. God, I hate the U
I
and all that stuff.
kinda like it
Neighborhood.
sometimes,
No,
neighbor.
never.
Never?
Never. I hate the U.
Rumors.
I was actually pissed that my Maui pizza thing, the Hawaiian pizza that I shared,
Yeah.
it was just a screenshot that I took.
Yeah.
But it was favorite with a U.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'd already done it. I was like, fine, I'm going to leave it. But
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it.
So, rumors of an explosive sex scandal were circulating at the top levels of Canada's media establishment back in 19. Ottawa's longest tenured political observers had been expecting a career-ending expose in the Globe and Mail edition, but that story never came because Blackface was in private talks with the principal source of that piece to suppress explosive sex allegations posed at him. The Buffalo Chronicle, according to their research, Prime Minister Blackface is rumored to be in talks to bury an explosive sex scandal that could force him out of office. It's a twisted web of shocking claims that will leave you dizzy. Blackface's accuser is said to be a former student at West Point Grey Academy and the daughter of a wealthy Canadian businessman. Sources tell the Chronicle that she is being represented by counsel and is being offered monetary compensation in exchange for a pending but not yet signed non-disclosure agreement. From 1999 until a sudden and poorly justified departure in June of 2001, Blackface served as a substitute teacher at the private school. Heenan Blakey, his father's legal practice, was retained to represent him. In an odd response, the company refuted Blackface's claims that he was quitting his part-time job to pursue public speaking opportunities. There have also
There's
been
high
rumors,
demand for part-time fucking substitute teachers.
Yeah.
Speaking engagements.
Which would be fine, I suppose, but mid-semester seems a bit odd.
Fuck them kids. Literally.
This I hadn't heard yet, but there have also been rumors that blackface, again, Prime Minister blackface, rumored kid fucker.
Justin Trudeau,
Justin
for those that don't know.
It's hard for me to say that name. It doesn't roll off the tongue like just in.
Who's Trudeau? Is that one of the kids?
Trudeau.
Is that a student?
No.
He was Justin Trudeau?
Justin Trudeau, yeah. There have also been rumors that blackface frequently received fellatio. That would be blowjobs.
Yeah, Hummers. Head.
From pupils while on campus of the elite school. He's just getting blown by students. I love it.
Why would you quit?
That's true. He got blown by the wrong one. I don't know if it's boys and girls, just girls. I mean,
we'll find out.
I don't know if he could be running through all of people kind for all we know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Sure. I think that's my best guess.
Yeah. Would it shock you seeing him sing and dance and play the piano and all that? It's like, yeah, if he's running roughshod over all of people kind around him,
sure.
Why not?
Be more surprised if it was a chick.
So the balls,
The nerve,
the gall, to the temerity, even to get blown. Rumors are he's getting blown by multiple students.
Well, we applaud it when it's chick teachers.
Yeah, but when it's guys, you want to bury him under the prison.
Mm-hmm.
There have been whispers of blackface's alleged sexual relations with either a student or a student's mother, accompanied by additional evidence-free rumors that the Liberal Party Prime Minister had attempted to cover up the story. On October 4th, 2019, the Canadian columnist, political consultant Warren Kinsella tweeted out a photograph of blackface posing alongside several young women, an image that came from the 2000 edition of the West Point Gray Academy yearbook. Kinsella hinted that the next day's Globe and Mail newspaper might feature a related story about Prime Minister blackface. I always encourage people to read the Toronto Sun, naturally, but they might also want to read the Globe and Mail tomorrow. My spidey sense is tingling. When no such story surfaced on October 5th, some asserted that this was evidence that blackface or his agents had attempted to stifle its publication, or that a non-disclosure was hurriedly negotiated in order to silence the individual with whom blackface was alleged to have had a sexual relationship. Marika Walsh of the Globe and Mail also asked blackface why he'd resigned from his position as teacher at the school and encouraged him to respond to the accusations, to which blackface responded, "I moved on, and I have great memories of an excellent time teaching in Vancouver public schools and
great
private
memories.
schools." Yeah, I would too.
Great.
If you got blown by a bunch of the student body, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that stays in the highlight reel.
Yeah. And dude, how cool would that be, honestly, to know that your family is so connected politically? He's the definition of, what do they call that when your family gets you ahead? Starts with an H. Whatever. He's the definition of that, that sort of privilege. But
White privilege, perhaps?
No, not even white privilege. Blackface privilege in his case. No, he's the fact that he knows that he's so politically connected and has the ability at any given moment to just drop $2.5 million to shut some 14-year-old kid up from talking.
That was before he was even prime minister. Just think now.
Yeah.
The balls this guy's got.
Yeah, the gall. Yeah, it's unbelievable, but that's the world he lives in. So while he likes to bitch at everybody else about their privilege and, he goes to a level that's concerning.
Yeah.
Like, he's so concerned about wokeness that it's like, dude, only someone with the extensive history of blackface that you have would make someone go this far.
Because you got to make sure that you're protected by your team.
Right.
It's the blueprint has been laid.
The hypocrisy is no different from the clearly fucking, suspect preacher going on and on about burning in hell if you like cocks and you're a man.
Yeah.
You will rot in an eternal hellfire. And behind the scenes, he's sucking as much cock as he can. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing.
It is.
It's no different.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, exactly. All right, should we do an email or two and get out of here, too?
Yeah, I was going to say that emails today are brought to you by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. And they're located in the Deer Lake Athletic Club. The Backcourt combines first-class service with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere and a chef-inspired menu. They have daily dinner specials throughout the week, live music on Friday nights, and the best goddamn prime rib on Saturdays and Sundays in town. So next time you're heading out for dinner or drinks, stop by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. Call them at 248-625-8686 or visit Deer Lake Athletic Club. No. Yeah, DeerLakeAthleticClub.com. Sorry.
All right. A couple new people emailing in. I love to see new people.
Newbies. F&Gs.
Excuse me. Walters at DetroitCast.com. It is Walters with an O. I think all of you know that, but just,
Yeah, I put it out there.
St. Andrews Hall. I've been wearing the shirt. I had so much fun at that venue. It's such a great venue.
It really is. One of my all-time favorites. Yes.
It's a great corner down there at Bobby Inn and just off Jefferson. It's a great area. Go to the Elephant Room, and then you've got the Shelter, St. Andrews. It's great. Detroit bar for some pizza.
Years ago, we went to my ex. We went to the Hobnobble Gobble.
Okay.
Which is the big black tie event for the parade company at Ford Field.
Before the Thanksgiving parade?
No, well, it's after the Thanksgiving parade.
Okay.
But it's their big fundraiser thing that they do. And, maybe it's before. I thought it was around. Yeah, it's right around Thanksgiving, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's when Debbie Stabenow cut me off in the line. Fucking bitch.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. But so it's black tie. So I was wearing a tux. Dita was wearing, beautiful dress. We were all dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
But we had already had tickets for Rusted Root at St. Andrews that night.
Okay.
So we hobnobble-gobbled with, caught a show by Flo Rida at the Hobnobble-Gobble.
Okay.
I'll have you know.
Yeah. He's great.
Yep.
He's great. Nothing wrong with Flo Rida.
Went straight to Rusted Root at St. Andrews in my tux and her dress.
Really?
Yeah. Met up with another group of people down there. A bunch of us. We'd already bought all the tickets long before and ended up being able to go to that thing.
Awesome.
So we black tied it.
Nice.
To a Rusted Root concert at St. Andrews.
Is that the last time you were at St. Andrews?
No.
It'd been a minute for me.
Last time I was there, I don't know if it was the last one or not, but I was there for my Beasties.
Okay.
They were there.
Great spot for that band.
Yes, it was really, really good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was the fake-ass Beastie Boys, Imposters in Effect.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is, it says, guys, from your longtime listener on the staff at St. Andrews Hall, I was a couple shows behind, so I didn't know you were planning on attending the warning until I listened to Tuesday's show on Thursday. I was working in the lobby most of the night and only was able to duck into the shelter for a minute before the meet and greet, and I must have missed you. Let me know if you plan on coming back, and I could earn some new favorite listener points by hooking you up with a place to sit down or whatever. Anyway, thanks for the kind words for the staff and the venue. I might play that part of the show for some in the crew in the office next time I'm in. Please do. This is from Todd. Todd, please do play it for them.
Sure.
I could not have been happier with it. There was one kind of dickhead downstairs who held me prisoner down there when I wanted to go upstairs. I was trying to sneak away and have a smoke really quick, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, no, you're
Fox?
being held captive. Huh?
Fox?
No. What do you mean?
Was he the one keeping you captive?
No. Someone on the staff.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Wouldn't let me go up, and I thought that was kind of a dick move. But everyone else there was fucking awesome, including the chick at the front. She was like, she was just so kind and was like, listen, if you need to sit down, if you need to get out of there for a little bit, I'll get you a chair and you can come here. I was like, I'll be fine. But she's like, no, seriously. And I talked to her 100 times. The staff serving beers and the little snacks they had, they were just great. The place was clean. I couldn't have been more impressed. With the staff there. Couldn't have been more impressed.
Who's that? That's Todd? St. Andrews Todd?
This is St. Andrews Todd.
All right.
So we got to hang on to that one in case we're going down to a show.
St. Andrews Todd, I have 4 words for you, sir.
Uh-oh.
Pigeons playing ping pong.
You looking for a hookup?
I'll leave it at that.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
Do you have tickets for pigeons playing ping pong?
I do not yet.
Oh, you don't?
I do not have tickets yet.
You don't have tickets? None?
I do not have tickets.
You don't even have one ticket?
I don't have a single ticket.
Wait, were you looking for 4 tickets for that?
I do not have a single ticket.
In a dream world, like if you won the lottery,
I was just saying.
how many tickets would you be looking for?
I just had 4 words pop into my head randomly.
Yeah.
Pigeons playing ping pong.
Yeah.
Todd.
It's the 5th word. Upcoming football season and Michigan first game. Cult leader, T-Roy. Greetings and salutations to you. T-Roy and the proofs. Okay, sorry. Dearest cult leader, greetings and salutations to you, T-Roy, and Aroops.
All right, at least I barely beat out Cece.
Yeah, barely. I've been a loyal.
Ooh. I was smug for a minute.
I have been a loyal listener from afar for many a year. If you recall, I wrote in many years ago. I will not recall. No, don't do that to me. No.
I love people with that. Remember I met you at your show 7 years ago?
No. I wrote in many years ago admonishing McCard. Oh, I love McCard. McCard was good people. For speaking ill of the U.S. Army Special Forces, my letter was so impactful that Jay then read it again the next show. That could be a first and only in TDC history. In your most recent show, you mentioned you have no idea about the upcoming college football season. As T-Roy so graciously stated, Michigan plays Ball State, Bowling Green, and OCC. I must retort and stand up for my alma mater, East Carolina University. Is that the one with the wave?
No.
Pull up East Carolina University.
No. They're the Pirates.
Oh, okay. So he went to East Carolina University. Our mascot is the Pirates, and we know how to pillage and plunder and rape. Let me see their logo. I want to see it. We have the honor / misfortune of starting the year at the Big House, but I must say we are a small yet extremely proud program nestled in the tidelands of eastern North Carolina, close to the Outer Banks.
Hey, listen, they have a great football tradition there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That logo is dope, too. The pirate?
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is. That's very cool. I know a couple people that played there.
Our alumni, really?
Yeah, Zyme played there.
Who?
Zyme Chumley, Dita's brother.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to know who that was.
Well, actually, if you grew up in Farmington Hills, you know who Zyme was because everybody was scared of him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Our alumni include not only myself, but Chris Johnson, running back, Dwayne Harris, kick returner, Vince and Linda McMahon, Sandra Bullock, adult film star Carter Cruz, and many other esteemed Pirates. For some weird reason, Valenti is now an ECU football fan. I was born and raised in the Detroit area, but moved my senior year. Whenever he mentions the Pirates, my buddies from back home hit me up, and I listen. Us Pirates aren't expecting much, but we're a proud bunch. We certainly would love to have another App State situation, but we know that isn't going to happen. Fuck App. Can I send you and T-Roy some ECU merch? And if 3G is going to the game, I must cordially invite him to a small ECU tailgate near the stadium. We may beat UNC, NC State every couple of years, and sometimes lose to Marshall or UCF, but Pirates never lose a tailgate. Go Pirates forever. Fuck NC State. From Dane.
All right.
And absolutely, Dane, you can send us some
For
ECU
sure.
gear. Those logos are sick.
Actually, yeah, I do. Look, I love this ECU stuff.
T-Roy's a 2X, and
Yep.
I'm a single X.
Okay.
So, if you're sending, for instance, me 3 sweatshirts, 2 T-shirts, and a couple hats.
Yeah, right.
And Troy 2 sweatshirts, 3 sweatshirts, 3 T-shirts, and some hats, and maybe a foam finger. Just make sure that you understand he's a 2X, and I'm a 1X.
Can I get an eye patch too?
Fuck yeah. I want a necklace that's the bones on the neck.
There you go.
Yeah,
Solid.
yeah.
Listen,
Army team.
after we kick the shit out of you,
I'd love to do some raping and pillaging.
oh, right?
Huge. Yeah, fuck yeah. Big fan of raping.
If you had to
and
pick
pillaging.
one,
If I had to pick one, what?
which would it be?
Raping and pillaging?
Yeah, if you had to pick one, which would you rather be doing?
Well, I guess pillaging, because I could take my loot, as they call it. as
the booty?
The booty. I could take my booty and then buy whatever piece of ass I wanted
I guess that's fair.
without having to just, steal it and crush it.
Yeah.
Pussy-wise,
right.
you know?
But if you're getting all the pussy
Not
you
a
want,
big raper.
Do you need any money? Why, yeah. Ask Blackface.
Exactly. You never know.
You never know
So,
when you
yeah,
gotta pay off
raping
a
and pillaging,
14-year-old,
it's mostly a coin toss, but
I'm
I
just
guess
curious.
I'd pillage
Yeah.
and take my booty and then buy pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Booty for booty.
yeah, exactly. It's not a bad way to go. But I understand fellow pirates that want to be raping and
Yeah,
pillaging.
you do you.
Both do you, man.
Sure.
It's not my world. Leave me out of it.
Right.
Leave my sister and mom out of it. And
Fair. Smart.
T-Roy's mom, sister out of it. But all right, should we call it a day, T? We went long.
Let's. Yeah, well.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We love you all, and we'll pop into our members area at some point. And thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you very soon.